Let me check the ammonia. Alexa, stop the timer. Oh my God, the ammonia is 1 part per million. What do I do? Hiya, fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fish Room. Today, how to deal with an ammonia spike in your fish tank. Grab yourself a healthy snack and beverage. Stand by. Alright, fishy folks, welcome back. As you saw in the opening scene, that is something that we all in the hobby have probably encountered. You come home from work or school or wake up and you see some dead fish, and the first thing you should do is check your water parameters. And in most cases you will find a raised ammonia level, and that could be from a few different things. Now, for the purpose of this exercise, we'll say your tank parameters have been stable for 6 months, 0 ammonia, 0 nitrate, and let's just say under 40 nitrate. You haven't added any new fish and you continue to feed the same way you have for the last 6 months. In other words, nothing has changed. I'm fine. So you wake up and you see some dead fish, you go and check your water parameters, and your ammonia is raised. You have 3 parts per million ammonia using your awesome Aquarium Co Op test strips. Love the Aquarium Co Op test strips. Actually, I'm finally done testing them for the last few months. They sent me some to test, and I will be doing my review on them shortly, so look out for that video. Anyway, 3 parts per million ammonia is deadly to fish. The first thing you do is go do a water change. And that's probably normal, but you don't really need to do a water change. You just need to detoxify the ammonia. I like to use Fritz Complete, and you triple dose that into the tank. Now, if you continue to test, you will still see ammonia, but it just will be neutralized. And that's what I like to do. You can certainly do a water change, but if you do, let's say, a 50% water change and you have no ammonia in your water, you still have 1.5 parts per million of ammonia, which is still deadly. Any ammonia more than 0.25 is deadly. 0.25 is not deadly, but not great either. So you're always shooting for 0 parts per million ammonia. I don't care how you test, if you use a test strip, if you go bring water to the store to test, or you use the liquid tests from API or one of the other major brands. I don't really care. They're all pretty accurate. And when we're talking about 0 or 0.25, there's not much of a difference as far as accuracy of the test goes. So I don't want to hear that test strips aren't as accurate as, you know, the liquid tests. So you neutralize the ammonia by triple dosing Fritz Complete. Now what do? Well, you have to find the source of the ammonia. Ammonia occurs in our fish tanks naturally due to a few things. First, pee and poop from the fish in the tank. So, in this exercise, you haven't started feeding more, you haven't changed your food, everything is the same, so it's probably not from overfeeding or the type of food you're feeding. Now, if you're feeding crappy food, less of the food is digested and used properly, and so there is more ammonia being produced by the fish waste. Just nature. Now, it's not feeding. What else could it be? It could be decaying organic matter. Either a dead fish, a dead snail, you've had a bacteria die off. Not necessarily all your beneficial bacteria, but some algae or bacteria in the tank, or even rotting plant matter can cause excess ammonia. Now, how do you find out what it is? Well, you got to be a little bit of a detective. You grab your magnifying glass and you look around. You don't see any dead fish, you don't see any dead snails, you don't see any dead plant matter. More than likely, something happened to cause your cycle to crash. What's going to happen next? Well, we'll get into that in a second. Let's say you find a dead fish, but you didn't know it was a pleco, it only comes out at night, it's small, it's dark, you have dark substrate, whatever. Again, I'm fine. Clean up the dead fish, do your water change, neutralize, whatever you're going to do, and then you're going to want to check your water parameters, I would say daily for a week, and then every 2 or 3 days for another week or two, and make sure you don't have any more issues. Typically, if you have a cycle crash, your ammonia will go up, and then you will start to cycle over, which means you will start to have nitrites, which are deadly also. I recommend my fish and cycle method. It's the easiest. For me, it's the most accurate, and I never have fish loss when done correctly. So check out the video, I'll put that up here, to do a fish in cycle. You remove the dead fish, you change your water, you do the fish in cycle, and that's it. There's no need to panic when you have an ammonia spike. Really, the same thing goes for a nitrite spike. Typically, if you're going to have a nitrite spike, though, you'll have an ammonia spike first. You just might not know it. And that's when your cycle crashes. A lot of times due to overfeeding, or again, dead plant matter or fish matter, organic matter rotting away in the tank. So in summary, if you find yourself with an ammonia spike, what do? First thing, don't panic. Second thing, triple dose with Fritz Complete. You can also use Seachem Prime. You can use ACCR from Fritz, or Seachem Safe, which is the powder version of Prime. Don't panic. Triple dose, or however many parts per million, that's how many times you dose. So if you're 1 part per million, single dose. 2 parts per million, double dose. 3 parts per million, guess. Tell me. That's right, 3 times dose. And so on and so forth. Find what caused the problem. Typically, it's going to be decaying organic matter, dead fish, dead plant, overfeeding, food that's not really great for them, causing excess ammonia in the waste. Fix that. Test for a week, every day, then test every 2 or 3 days for 2 or 3 weeks. Make sure your cycle is operating as designed. I have a video on the nitrogen cycle. I'll put a link up here as well. I'm not the smartest kid on the block, so I like to make things as easy as possible to understand, and that's how I explain it in my nitrogen cycle video. Alright folks, again, don't panic if you have an ammonia spike. It's not that big a deal. You can fix it without completely crashing your cycle or losing any more fish. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel, and of course, check out my website, michaelsfishroom.com, where you can buy guppies, plecos, cories that I breed or import into my fish room. And of course, make sure you share this with all your friends on your Facebook groups. Have a great day, everyone.